Hi everyone, this is Tormod, and I would like to talk about how I am treated within psychiatry today compared to yesterday. And I don't mean yesterday because yesterday was Tuesday, but I mean 5, 6, 7 years ago as yesterday. So, how am I treated in psychiatry before compared to nowadays? I was first introduced to psychiatry in 2002. I was then 24 years old. I first got the diagnosis of schizophrenia and delirium. Now it was very clear to everybody that worked with me in psychiatry and working with me with my mental health that I was addicted to drugs like weed and hash, and that I drank a lot of alcohol and beer and wine and liquor. These were my addictions that were driving me insane with addictions, and people in psychiatry, nurses, social workers, psychiatrists, psychologists would look upon me as like I had not one problem, not two problems, but I had 5 or 6 major problems, major challenges in my life, which make it more difficult for them to really treat me, to really sort out one point at a time. But the brains would be a long list of problems that they have to help me with, and that makes their job a lot more difficult. Makes their job a lot harder to work with me. So before, when I was in psychiatry and in healthcare, I would. They would offer me a bed in a hospital, they'd offer me the chemicals. But as far as the Gestalt therapy would go, they would know that I would manipulate them and use my mind and create mind fucks and trick them into maybe prescribing me drugs that are like Valium, or drugs that would disillusion me, that would addict me. I would trick them into saying that I would trick them in with being in a hospital, going to a bar, going to the pub, and drinking alcohol, and coming back to the hospital and act like nothing has happened. I would like sort of sneak. I would be deceitful and lieful to them, so that made their job a lot harder to help me with my drug issues, my addictions, and my life situation, which was really chaotic and a huge fucking mess, to be honest. So my life, but today I've now been drug free and free from alcohol for a little over two years and a month approximately. The last 2 years I've been free from drugs like hashes and weed and alcohol. I quit doing that shit. And I recommend, if you are doing weed or alcohol or hash, stop it. Give it up. Weed, for instance, weed should be legalized. Yes, it's a perfect use in the seeds for oil and for clothing and for building material. Yes. But don't fucking smoke it. Don't use it. Don't use the drug. The drugs should not be illegal. But just don't smoke them. Just don't do it. So when I look at my situation now today with psychiatry, my issues, my problems are a lot fewer. I don't have problems with alcohol. I don't have bothers about getting my joint. I don't have issues about buying weed or buying alcohol at all. They're not an economic issue. It's not a social issue. It's not a responsible. It's not a blame. It's not nothing. I work with that on self-forgiveness and self-honesty and self-corrections, and say, till here no further. I will not indulge or involve myself or in any matter be responsible or irresponsible by doing that. So when the nurses and the doctors are to help me today, it is very much easier for them to help me, because my issues, my problems are a lot fewer, and it's clear to see, because I'm not having addictions that are a major importance, a major difference, major importance, major or at all that is controlling to me. I don't have addictions that are controlling my life. I don't have addictions that are bothering to me or to people around me that are severe or bothering in that sort of ballpark. So I am much easier to be helped today than I was 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. And the results come, and they come faster, and they come and they have changes. I change myself, and the results appear to me, and I receive help, and I am being taken more with more reliability and responsibility than I was when I was a drugger and an alcoholic. So today, my life is much more complete and much more founded upon basis of responsibility and honesty. You know, it's a total different life than I was living back in the days when I was also doing drugs and alcohol. So it's a total different world, and my help is I'm more easy to help, and it's more easy to rely on me. It's easier it's easier for me to receive help. So if you're struggling with drugs, alcohol, knock it off, just stop. But there's been enough abuse and enough ignorance and enough violence and enough crime about drugs and alcohol. It's time to give it up. Learn self-forgiveness. Check out the links below. Thank you very much for listening.